Hi everyone, today's review is in two parts. The first part is Emsisoft's Anti-Malware Software, and the second part will be their reseller lounge. Here's a quick shout out to our sponsors, who are ALM Wholesale. They're basically the laptop suppliers to repair and retail stores worldwide. Right, welcome back. Again, as we said, today we're reviewing Emsisoft's anti-malware as well as its reseller lounge. The first part will do the actual anti-malware software. You can actually see the user interface of the program directly in front of you. It's very nicely laid out. It's plain and simple, easy to the eyes. You've got all the basic information you need to know in front of you. Let's start at the bottom. You've got when it was last updated. You've got option to update now. You don't have to go on to 10 different pages to update it or anything like that. Your license details, it tells you there. How many days are left. Nice and simple. It's got support on there, need assistance. You've got their social media pages at the bottom right. At the top you've got a silent mode, which will basically disable all notifications of the software, which might be advantage on some people. Let's just say you've got an elderly customer, you've been telling them don't click on any pop-ups what pop up. Well, you can tell it basically to run in silent mode, so it will never ever pop up. Only catches with that, obviously, if they open an app or program which the built-in firewall or whatever blocks, it's not going to notify them it's blocked it, so they'll be clicking there forever trying to load it up and it won't load up. But obviously you can go into the logs and then re-enable it or whatever if needs be, if you're an MSP or whatever, or you've got to go around to their house or place of work and re-enable it, which may be a bit of a pain. But I like the idea of the silent mode, because there's nothing more annoying than these pop-ups that pop up every 5 minutes saying you need to do this, you need to do that, blah 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 blah. Most people just want it on the machine for it to do what it's supposed to do. They don't want to be reminded every 5 minutes what updates it's got and so forth. But if you don't want to run it on silent mode, it will pop up at the bottom, or should I say the right hand side of the screen, and saying it's updated, which you can disable any more notifications about that on the message itself. They also send you some tips and stuff like that, and you also do get an email once they've set it up, or should I say several emails. We set it up around about 2 weeks ago, and we've had 10 emails from them telling tips and tricks and different things of how to use the product, which to some people may be a little much, but I don't see an option to actually disable that through the program. But let's get in there. So you've got the protection. It's pretty straightforward. You click on it. It tells you about adding new rules and everything like that. So surf protection, so that will protect you while you're surfing online and block any unwanted websites, which it has blocked a few things for us, mainly pop-ups like adverts and stuff like that. You've got file guard and behavior blocker, so that'll basically go through and basically pick up if there's any issues, what it needs to block before the issue actually happens. So it's pretty straightforward. Scan, you've got new scan on there, so you've got a quick scan, which if you've got an SSD is really quick. You've got a standard malware scan, or you've got custom, so you can scan specific drives, folders and so forth if you wish. You can set up scheduled scans to do it. For example here, custom scan at 12 o'clock on Fridays, but obviously you can choose the times or whatever, and add in new schedules as well. So you want one to do a quick scan on a Monday, a full one on or should I say malware one on a Wednesday, and then one what does all your other drives on a Friday. You can do that however you want. You've got scanner settings on there, so you can go for best performance, speed, or reduce priority, which will improve your multitasking and so forth. On the scan completion, you can do a report only, or you can quarantine anything that's detected and so forth. You've got the quarantine folder, pretty straightforward. It tells you what it's quarantined logs, so anything what's on happened. So you can see here that this was a pop-up, what was blocked, and that was actually a pop-up what's been blocked from another website. So again, yeah, you can see it's doing the job. When we're surfing on the internet, it is blocking stuff what needs to be and allowing stuff what needs to be. So the only thing we have found it is blocked, what it didn't need to is Civilization 6, but other than that, everything has worked as it should. Another thing Emsisoft does actually include in their anti-malware package is under the scan page you've got emergency kit maker. You can basically make an emergency kit disk or pen or whatever. You can choose the platform, 32, 6, or 64-bit or both. Basically, you'd run this in a command prompt environment and be able to scan the machine and so forth if you wished. There's also a graphical user interface version as well, so it's ideal if you want to scan other machines and so forth. Bear in mind this is also free on their website, but it's obviously included and makes it easy to you for you to access via the actual anti-malware program. On top of that, you've got other things like settings and so forth, which obviously pretty standard, but it's pretty easy to find out everything on there. Permissions, advanced, and everything you want is easy to get to. Unlike a lot of software we've used, especially antivirus, you're trying to find a page and it can be an absolute nightmare. You have to go on to one page and then you have to find the sub-page and the sub-page and that, and then something simple can be hidden really far away. But this is straightforward. As I said before, you've got protection, you've got scan, quarantine and logs. That's the main things you need. You know how many days you got left, when it was updated. If you want to update it now, you just click update now and away you go. So it's very simple to use, and I don't foresee anyone having any issues. Okay, here we have Emsisoft's reseller portal or reseller lounge or whatever you want to call it. You can access it via a website. You can find the link to it and how to set up an account, which is free to do, on our website. The link is in the description. If you click on the link to the review, you'll be able to find how to get here. But in basics, this is their website. So you can buy new licenses, you've got order history, so you can view monthly reports on licenses, you can manage your licenses, so renew things and stuff like that, and you've also got their resources, which is marketing material or point of sales material or whatever you want to call it, as well as support information there. Where you can get the hold of them. But let's click on buy a license, which you can click here or here on the left, and it basically gives you the options what you want to do. Do you want Emsisoft anti-malware? Do you want it for a server, mobile security, emergency kit pro? You've got the command line scanner as well there, and you've also got bulk licenses. This is for people buying more than 10 versions and so forth. But let's just say we wanted to buy the 1-year version. Okay, bear in mind prices may be different depending on exchange rates and so forth, but if you click on it here, it'll take you to the next page and you can see it there. So you can see a bulk 1-year bulk license. At the moment it's saying it's £16.49, where that's if you're buying 10. Bear in mind, the more you buy, so if I was to say 25, the page will refresh, the price comes down. If you're buying 100 licenses, as you can see, the prices come down even more so. So it depends on how many you want to buy. So the more you buy, basically, the cheaper it gets, and that price does include VAT, as it says there, so extra bonus. Obviously you put your billing address in and license details and so forth, and so on at the bottom. Otherwise, if we go back to their main page, excuse me, I'll go back. Here we go. You've also got managing licenses on there. It's not going to show any licenses because we have not purchased any yet to actually manage, but you can assign license keys with your reseller account at the bottom, and obviously it'll show you your licenses, so you can see what's been activated, not being activated, and so forth. So it's pretty straight or easy to do. You've got your order history, so you've got your calendar. Also, you can make notes of obviously when people's stuff is due to expire and so forth, so you can give them a call and so forth. Resources, you've got obviously brochures and stuff like that, which you can use in your store or on your website or whatever if you wish. It tells you how good the protection is and so forth. Obviously they've won quite a few different awards and so forth, and as most of these places that say, they have got very good results in detections and so forth. But otherwise, that's pretty it. It's simple to use. It's nothing special, as in it doesn't stand out or anything, but we don't need it to be. If you're a tech, you just want it to do the basic things. You want to be able to buy it, renew it, get new licenses. That's all you want to do. But in a nutshell, you click on what you want to buy, how many licenses. So you want to buy a 3-year license. You just click on it. You type how many you're wanting. So 10 copies, and it'll tell you the price, which obviously the more you buy, the cheaper it gets per unit. Obviously it gets quite a bit cheaper the more you buy. Okay, that's pretty much it. If you've enjoyed this review, feel free to subscribe and to give us a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, put it in the comments. Otherwise, check out our website, which is www.techfortechs.co.uk, which is also in the description. Thanks again for watching, and bye.